Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today is January 8th, 2026. We're looking at Proverbs chapter 8. I'm going to read verse 1 to set the stage about who we're talking about, and then I'm going to jump to verse 22. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 1 says, "Doesn't wisdom call out? Doesn't understanding make her voice heard?" That's who we're talking about this morning, is wisdom. And then we read about wisdom, these words in verse 22. Yahweh had me at the beginning of his creation. Before his works long ago, I was cut before ancient times, from the beginning, before the earth began. Wisdom was there at creation. We know, if we pay close attention to the words used in the book of Genesis at the beginning, you listen to or read what John has to say in John chapter 1 about the beginning, that God, Jesus, and the Spirit was there. Wisdom being the Spirit. And as we looked at that, and we look at Proverbs chapter 8 today, you see a picture of a man, an entity, well, in this case, on the feminine side, descriptors, the Spirit, giving good direction, being vocal about the right things in all of those. And it's interesting because as I was reading this, I saw some parallelism to what I've been reading in Job this week. As we're reading through the Bible in a year and reading the chronological story, our congregation is reading in the book of Job. And it is interesting that I have read the book of Job dozens of times. And I have always been taught and always read it that Job was bitching about God, and his friends were making false accusations against him. And that's the reason it was all going on. But today, this week, as I've been reading through Job, I've realized that Job does mention his Elohim, his supreme, as being the one who has caused him to be in that place, and the fact that he wants to know why, and he wants to talk to God about it. But all of Job's laments are laments about his friends being present and making accusations against him that are unfounded. And they showed up to said they were going to comfort him. They showed up and said they were there for him, and they were going to help him, and they were going to give him comfort and be his friend. And as soon as they start talking, they start telling him that he needs to confess how bad he is. In my reading today, Job actually said, you know what? Even if I did confess all these things that you say I need to confess, what good is that going to do me? I'm going to hold on to my God, my Redeemer. I'm going to see him, whether I see him in this lifetime or in another. And that's the wrong phraseology, but I'm going to see him, and I know that I'm okay. The Holy Spirit has been there from the beginning. He knows as well. The Holy Spirit, according to Proverbs chapter 8, is very vocal about getting out there and sharing with you. We need to be more like a true friend and less like Job's friends. The Holy Spirit comes to dwell with us, inside of us, because Jesus' death, because of his life, death, and resurrection. Jesus sent the Holy Spirit to dwell in us. He is closer than a brother. He is the closest of friends. And when he starts speaking, we need to stop making accusations against him and start being there to hear what he has to say. He is more like Job, the Holy Spirit is, and the devil is more like Job's friends. The problem is, you and I become like Job's friends in those accusations as well. Yahweh had the Holy Spirit there with him at the beginning of creation. Before he even started working, the Holy Spirit was there. He was prepared before ancient times, from the beginning, before the earth began. Even before the watery depths, he says. So my question to you, are you going to continue to argue with the Holy Spirit when he impresses on you that these are the things that you need? Tell him he's wrong and point out all the things that look bad, and those must mean that he's wrong? Or are you going to listen to him and get what it is that you find? In verse 34, he says, anyone who listens to me is happy, watching at my door every day, waiting by the posts of my doorway. For the one who finds me finds life and obtains favor from the Lord. But the one who misses me harms himself. All who hate me love death. Guys, we have a much more active role in our relationship with God than even I dreamed. I'm going to work on it. How about you? I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.